So we just came into the Valley of Fire State Park. Not a national park, this is a state park here. And we're getting ready to ride down to this beautiful area of nothing but red rocks. I'll show you here in a second. And not a bad price. We got a little discount because we're veterans. And now we're gonna head down into the park. What we're gonna do is take a ride down here to these red rocks. I believe that's the highlight. But this is a pretty big park. We're not gonna sample all of it, but we are going to sample some of it. And I hear there's etchings and stone down there and things like that. And maybe we might get a chance to see some wildlife. We'll see. Yes, Sue. Here comes John. We're ready to rock and roll. So we just pulled off the road here, and this area they call the beehives. And when you see these rock formations, you'll see why. Check this out. Look at that. That is cool. That is wild. A lot of the rocks here, they have a formation that resembles a beehive. So I'm just taking a little walk down here, kind of exploring. Look how these are eroded out so deep into the rocks. Look at that. That is unreal. Okay, so we pulled off again, and now we're walking this little trail, and this turnoff was for the petrified logs or petrified trees. So we're gonna see what we have up here. Hopefully we get some petrified trees. We'll see as we walk along here. Can see where we were over there, further over there a little bit ago. Here you see the sign for petrified log. Note the singular use of log. And then we have a little fenced off area, and in the middle of it we see this petrified log right here. And they probably fence it off because people for years were probably chipping away at it to get a little chunk of it. But picture that. Here we have this log that is now basically stone. That is unbelievable. You know, if you didn't know that was a log, it looks like a big chunk of granite or something with a little bit of iron in it. What this sign over here says is that while the log was buried, groundwater carrying in minerals in the solution worked its way into the microscopic air spaces in the woody tissues. Once the minerals were deposited, completely filling available space. Once the minerals were deposited, completely filling available space. The colors in the log are usually caused by oxides of iron or manganese. So there you go, folks. That is the petrified log. So we're gonna move on. This is a little short walk. It was only a little quarter-mile loop tops. So we'll walk out of here pretty quickly. Oh, and by the way, a little while ago, I saw my first Roadrunner. Never saw a Roadrunner before, at least in the wild, and I saw my first one. Pretty cool. And it did not go beep beep. I'm just saying. Just came across a couple more. Wow, this one's bigger. You can clearly see this one. Look at that, huh? Pretty good size. That is really cool. And then there's another one over in this cage. And there's another one further down, I see. So this trail isn't just one log, it's a series of logs, each one fenced off in order to protect the petrified logs from, you know, tourists picking away at them as they will. Look at this landscape though. Boy, that is something else. It's about 90 degrees right now, but as they say, it's a dry heat. It's not uncomfortable. And we're just having a nice time out here in the desert. Look at this, huh? So I'm on the back side of Arch Rock, and they don't want you climbing on it. But I just wanted to see the back side, then I'll show you the front side as we go around. But there's a sign over there, keep off. This is sandstone, and it does erode. It does break easily. But if we go over to the front, we can see the arch that they're speaking of. And I believe they want tourists to stay off it, going by the sign over here. So here you see it says natural arch, right? Unable to withstand the blasting of strong winds and the slow dissolving away. Eventually it will grow too large for its support and nature's forces will complete their destruction. And where they're talking about is right there, folks. You can see it right there. Looks better in person. Certainly not going to capture it on here. But one day, winds and rain will erode that and it will be destroyed by Mother Nature. So, kind of a nice thing to see up there. I'm not sure where we're headed next. I know there's petroglyphs out here somewhere. I'm not sure where. We'll look at the map, but we're not going to explore the entire park because this is a big park. It is hot, and we have other things we want to see. We're on kind of a short duration of only a few days. So, but the beauty of this place is unbelievable. So this is Atlatl Rock, and an Atlatl is a throwing stick. They use it to throw a spear or a dart or something, and it had a handle and you would set the spear or dart in it and then throw it, and it gave you a little bit more range. And supposedly there are petroglyphs up here regarding that. So we're going to go up these stairs to Atlatl Rock and check it out. You can see the old stairs that somebody cut in to the sandstone going up until they built this new steel structure. Check out those petroglyphs. And way up top, you can see the Atlatl and a person holding one with the bighorn sheep on the top. That is so cool. And over here, we have a couple more right here. I'm not sure what that is. Well, you can see, here's what they're showing. 4,000 years old, over 4,000 years old these are. That is something else. So let's check out the view. Look at that. Makes you feel small out here. I'll tell you that. This landscape makes you feel small. Got some more over here. Time to head downstairs. It's actually pretty high up here. Must have been wild back in the day. And look, you can see this nice opening here leading over there. But that was pretty cool. I wanted to see petroglyphs. And to see that, I've always seen them, you know, in magazines, you know, Nat Geo and all that good stuff. And to be able to actually see it, that's pretty cool. Over 4,000 years old. Over 4,000 years old. That's pretty incredible. So as I was saying, that was awesome. I'm glad we did that. We drove by initially because we wanted to go to the arch, and then we looped back around and came to this because then we saw that there were petroglyphs up here. So we came back over, and that was worth it. It was worth going up there to see the petroglyphs, and it was worth going up there just for the view of the park, that panorama that you see from up there. Got Susie Q over here seeking a little shade, and we have people up on the rocks.
I'm just worried about the kids.
Yeah, there is a sign over there that says don't climb on the rocks. Okay, one of the things I want to say right here, what it says, there's a sign over there that says don't climb on the rocks. And you know, here we have it. These kids, that is a pretty steep rock face right there. And one kid up there is probably 6 years old. And these kids are up on the rock face. And it is not good. And here's the parents or whatever hanging out over there. And yet the sign says don't climb on the rocks, and yet they do it. I don't think it's right. It's a state park, and here they are doing it. And there was a reason for that. You know, I'm not privy to that reason. I believe it's because of the you know, it is a cultural whatever. Come up on this area known as Rainbow Vista. I believe it's across the street. And you can see the duality of the colors here. As we've been seeing a lot of red, now we have some like beige or almost white mixed in with the red. And look at that landscape. So I guess we're gonna take a walk over the Rainbow Vista and see what there is. We'll find out. I'm not sure what we're doing here yet. So we're gonna just walk down this trail for a little bit. if it's way out there, we don't want to make the long walk, but
And in the sand.
and it's in the sand. So, but I've already seen some small petroglyphs over on the side. Pretty exciting. You can see the sand we're walking in, this fine red sand. See, these people are coming from way over there. Hey, like,
They almost look man-made.
right.
Like somebody pulled a cart through here and carved it. You know, like they had a cart. I mean, look at that. They're so symmetrical.
Beautiful, beautiful country. Well, we're going to be getting out of the park. I think we're going to stop off at the visitor center and see what they have there. Maybe if we can get a snack. I don't know. We're all getting hungry. It's getting hot out here. We've seen a lot of what we wanted to see, so we're going to head out of the park. This has been great. If you're ever in the area, take a short ride out of Vegas. Come up to the Valley of Fire State Park and enjoy this, because it is beautiful. It's getting warm. Like I said earlier, it's about 90 degrees here, so top that off with we're getting kind of hungry. So we're gonna head out of here. We thoroughly enjoyed it here. If you like this video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. All the best to all, and happy adventuring.